What's happening, my friends? It's Cast Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. Mike Mazick. Salute, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cass Sports, the Box Historian. Today, investing in the body. It's Thursday afternoon. How's everybody doing today? And you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's time for the Box Story. And that's me, your friendly neighborhood box historian, bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it and can't get enough of it. Boxing, our sport. Yeah, we're going to talk all about body punching today. Every now and then I step away from history and just talk about some aspect of the sport, Like I've talked about stances, orthodox, southpaw, types of punches, We talked about body styles Tuesday. Today it's going to be body punches, okay? We're going to talk about different aspects of body punching, the importance of it, there's different types of body punches, And we're going to look at some of the 15 of the most devastating body punch knockouts in the history of wrestling, okay? And then we're going to look at 12 of the top body punchers of all time. Yeah, big day today. And then, of course, tomorrow is the profile, and it's the Mongoose, the life and career of Archie Moore. That's how we're going to end the week out this week, okay? Another big week. I guess the final press conference is today over there in Saudi Arabia for the Wilder sign card. Yeah. I'll see it later. But, everything always happens. They're doing my show, so, it's all good. But I'm going to talk about body punching with the people that's in here. It's going to be a very interesting show. But, a lot of times people, they don't want to hear about history and that kind of aspect of the sport. They want to hear about, what this fighter is saying about that fighter on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, or, who's feuding with who. They want to be in the kind of chats where they're cursing each other out, and even the host of the chat is calling people in the chat names and carrying on. They'll have 200-300 people in their chat, but when it comes to informative stuff like history, a lot of people don't want to hear that kind of stuff. And then sometimes people see a chat with 40 or 50 people, and some people just want to be seen. They're not even worried about boxing. They just want to be seen. But, over here, it's information. This is an information channel, We don't have people calling each other names and threatening to come to your house and kill you and all that kind of stuff. Nah. And I'm not going to be calling anybody names from up here in my position. No, we don't do that here. This is, this is boxing history. All different aspects of the sport, because there's more to it than just two people standing in the ring exchanging punches. And that's where I come in at. I cover it all. Mike Rim in the building. Salute, Mike Rim. How are you today? see the title. Investing in the body. I gotta keep looking at the screen because I keep forgetting the title. I know what the show about, but I keep forgetting the title. It was body punching, but then I said investing in the body sounds better. And that's Manny invested in somebody's body. Is that Linares? I don't know who that is. He's fighting. No, that's not Linares. No, but it's Manny Pacquiao investing in somebody's body. Remo would probably say pause if he was in there, but you know what I mean. NBA playoffs last night. No games on tap. Game 5 of the Western Conference night as that series resumes back in Minnesota. Minnesota finally got a game under their belt. It's now 3-1 Dallas. Minnesota has a path back too, because if they can win this game in Minnesota at home tonight, it's 3-2. And if they can somehow get a win in Game 6 back in Dallas, which will probably be, I think Game 6 is Saturday. Then they get back to Minnesota on Monday. Game 7 will be at home in Minnesota, so they got a route. It's one game at a time. They don't have to win 4 straight anymore. Now they have to win 3 straight. Really 2 straight. Because they can win these next 2 games and get it back to Minnesota for Game 7. They got a real shot, man. So, not a real shot, a little one. I got Minnesota winning tonight and Dallas closing them out Saturday back in Dallas in game 6. Yeah. Then the finals will start next week. But that's what happened in the NBA. No games last night. Boston is in the finals after sweeping Indiana, waiting for Dallas, who I think it will be. I was sure of it after Sunday, but now Minnesota got that game last night. I'm not so sure now. The NBA action is fantastic. And of course, everybody's talking about the big card from Saudi Arabia Saturday. Wilder and Zane. I don't, like I said, I was clear. I don't like this fight for Wilder. And I was picking Nick Ball against Raymond Ford, and I hear a few other people, feel the same way I feel. So, yeah. I just haven't been impressed by Ford. And Ball is one of those pressure guys, like I talked about Body Styles Tuesday. Ball is one of those guys that's going to be on the front foot and going to stay on the front foot, and he's just going to be coming for you. You might get Ford out of there. Late rounds. Ford has had gas tank issues late in fights before, so. But guess what? It's just 2 more days from now. The final press conference today, the weigh-in tomorrow, and they get it on Saturday. Heavyweights, weigh-in is not all that important. They just want to see what you weigh in, because you can weigh anything you want to weigh at heavyweight. You weigh 500 pounds if you want to. Heavyweight. So I don't even know why they have a weigh-in. Just to write something down. He weighed this coming into the fight, And we'll see what happens. And I know another thing, when I start out, it's a couple of those big 300 million subscriber channels on right now. They usually go off halfway through my show. That's when I get a kind of an influx of people, but But they're over there talking about which boxer's feuding on Twitter, and what this boxer wore to his last fight, what kind of costume he's going to have on Saturday. And a lot of people love that kind of stuff, You get the history over here. So, that's what I'm going to be talking about. And it's history and different aspects of the sport. Today, it's body punching. Investing in the body. And we got a good one. Like I said, there's different types of body punches, And we're going to talk about things that the good body punches do to make them good body punches, and things they avoid that also makes them good body punches. And like I told you, we got 15 of the most devastating body punch knockouts in history. Yet I got pictures of some people right thing on the mat, that liver shot. And at the end, we're going to talk about the liver shot. That's the most devastating body punch. Because the liver just ain't meant to be hit on, man. And if you get a good, accurate one on the liver, that usually ends fights. And you know, most times when a knockdown occurs from a body punch, a fighter will get up quicker from a headshot. Most times when they go down from a body punch, 99.9% of the time, they don't get up from a body punch. They get back up more from a headshot than they do from a body punch. You get a good enough body punch to put them down, you usually win. That's usually the end of it. Either they can't get back up, or they make a business decision like Ryan Garcia did against Tank. They make a business decision and say, I ain't getting back up because I know what's going to happen if I get back up. You know, he's got me hurt, and there's no way I can keep him off of me. You know, and also body punches don't just lead to one punch knockouts. They break a fighter down over the course of a fight. You know, because body punches linger. Okay, and you invest in the body 1 to like 6, you get to 7, it's gonna start to pay off. You know, your man start to slow down. Like remember I talked about the outboxer on Tuesday, the outside boxer. A good body attack, a body attack is good against the outboxer because that will bring him in. You invest in that body over some rounds, pretty soon that outbox is going to slow down. He's going to cease to become an outboxer because that body attack is going to slow him down. Or a fighter with good head movement, you know, go to the body, slow their head movement down. A good body attack slows everything down, but we're going to talk about it. I'm going to give away the whole show in the first half hour. Yeah, but I got a good one. I like talking about this. You know, this kind of stuff. Yeah, got a good one today, and then tomorrow is the mongoose. You know, I usually wait until 2:30 to get more people time to get in the building. But the mongoose tomorrow, Archie Moore. His career was like almost 30 years. It lasted so long that it had 2 phases to it. The first phase, he was called the mongoose. Then his career lasted so long, he became the old mongoose. In the second phase of it, yeah. It was like the mongoose, you still around. You're not the mongoose anymore. You are now the old mongoose. We're going to talk about him tomorrow. The mongoose / old mongoose. But guess what? When he became the old mongoose, he had about 30 more fights and only lost 1 after he was 40 years old. Okay? Archie Moore, International Boxing Hall of Famer, went in that old timers category in 1990. You know, that was when they first opened the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1990, and they had so many of those old guys that had retired years and years ago that they created a separate category called the old timers category. For all those guys that went in that first year from years ago, Archie Moore went in under that, the old timers category. So did the guy we did last week on the profile, Willie Pep. Yeah. And over last weekend after the profile, I saw an interview with Willie Pep, and I saw him and Sandy Sadler do an interview together. Willie Pep was in real good shape, talks well, but you know, he had what they call a dementia pugilistica at the end of his life, but at that point he was like in his 60s. He was talking very well. But Sandy Sadler was in bad shape. He could barely speak. He just stood there and grinned and would just like mumble a few words, kind of like Ali was, but not to that extent. But, you know, similar. Nobody was quite as bad as Ali, none of the fighters, but a lot of them were similar. And I did not know that about Sandy Sadler, but I seen an interview with him and Willie Pep together after that. Like I told you, they became friends and I saw them together after their careers. I guess they were both in their 60s, and Sandy wasn't in good shape at all. Willie suffered from it later, but at that point, he was in real good shape. But Sandy could only smile and like mumble a few words. It was sad, but they know what they're signing up for when they, get involved in boxing. The brain is in the head, and you're hitting each other in the head, and that's where the brain is at, and the brain is not meant to be pounded on like that, Just like that liver shot, the liver is down there in the body and not meant to be pounded on. You get a good shot on that liver, the fight usually ends, But everybody doing okay. We're gonna get ready to get started in about 5 minutes. It's Friday. No, it's Thursday. It's Thursday. But next week we got is another big week for boxing. We got Pro Box on Wednesday. Then we got a card on Friday, headlined by A.B. and Blair Cobb. And then Saturday we got the card headlined by Xander Zayas and Patrick Teixeira. So another big one next week. We probably got a couple cards Saturday because of course, the big one from Saudi Arabia. And there's always a card from over there, England, Ireland, Wales. There's always some kind of card over there. You can count on that. Mostly UK fighters from over there, European fighters, but it's always a card. If nothing else, you can always count on a card from there. We're going to get ready to get started. Well, that's who's here. Are you missing out? Miss out. Go listen to the people would rather listen to the who's feuding with who. What you think this fighter's going to wear this weekend? His costume? What is the music he's going to come out? Who's going to walk him out? That's what people is more interested in. Like I said, some people just want to be seen. If they see a chat with more than 40 people in it, they getting in it. But this is an informative channel. Okay. If I only got to inform a couple of people, well, I just inform a couple of people. Yeah. That was a good long hangout this morning. Yeah. Had a good panel going. Ooh, I'm burning up. I got the window open. Get me a fan, but not right now. Too late for that. The show is getting ready to get started. I got a nice slide presentation today because we got the 15 of the most devastating body punch knockouts in boxing history, and we got 12 of the most 12 of the best body punches. Not the 12 best, but 12 of the best. So we got like almost 27 profiles today. That's always good. I always enjoy doing the profiles. And the thumbnail is Manny investing in somebody's body. I don't know who that is. He was fighting there. It's not Linares, is it? It could be. Did Manny fight Jorge Linares? It looked like that could be him. Anybody in the chat? Is that Jorge Linares? Could be. I'm not sure. But Manny's investing in somebody's body. And if Remo was in there, he would say, pause. I know Lonnie Lee's coming. He's one of my faithful ones. Lonnie Lee, Mike Grimm, Mike Mazik. I can always depend on them. So I'll have somebody to talk to. And Miss Cass. Yeah. Miss Cass is the executive producer. She's got to be here. Let us see with the product that we put together, how it turns out. Okay. But you're investing in the body today. That's what we're going to be talking about on Cass Sports. I keep thinking it's Friday. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a long weekend, so maybe that might be what it is. So, yeah, man. But I just every time I think about that card Saturday, I'm just worried, man. You know, I think Wilder might go in there and he might lose bad because he's got that same mentality he went in there against Parker the last fight that he lost. Man, all laid back and don't have that killer instinct, and like I don't know. I just don't understand it. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe he'll get that killer instinct once the fight starts, but he didn't against Parker. He went in there holding the right hand, cocked, didn't let it go like he normally did boxing. And Parker was incredible. When Wilder threw that right hand, Parker had those reflexes. He was stepping in under it, and Wilder just couldn't catch him with it. And if he did catch him, he couldn't catch him flush like he normally caught people, Parker did a tremendous job. But Thursday, May 30th. Okay. Investing in the body. Let's talk about it. Investing in the body. Now, let me turn this down a little bit, I guess, before we get started. I think that's fine right there. We're right up on another weekend. This time is just crazy, man. It doesn't even make any sense how this time is going by. These weeks going by like days. These 2 hours when I do this show, it's like a couple minutes went past. That's good, I guess. A couple people came in. They don't want to put the names in. Yeah, that's cool right there. Okay. Let's do this. Investing in the body on Cat Sports today. Okay. Sorry, you're not going to hear anything about what fighters are feuding on Twitter. You're not going to find out what they're wearing this weekend. You're not going to find out who's walking them out. Okay. Investing in the body. Now, the body punch is one of the most effective punches in boxing. But yet, despite this fact, body punches are still largely underutilized. Okay? You see a lot of Lonnie Lee. Lonnie Lee hashtag JBT in the building. What's up, Lonnie Lee? Investing in the body today. That's the subject of the show. And you see Manny Pacquiao out there on the screen invested in somebody's body. I don't know. I think it looks like it could be Jorge Linares. I'm not sure if Manny even fought him. But that's what it looks like. He always had those crazy hairstyles, like the side going one way and the top going one way. But I'm not sure who that is. I know that's Manny. But salute, Lonnie Lee. Welcome. You are here early today. You must be at the red light because you got up at 2:30. Ain't no way you're home yet. Lonnie Lee hashtag JBT. Yeah. Lonnie Lee is at one of those red lights quarter today. It's only 2:32. You've been off for 2 minutes. Unless he snuck out early. But salute, Lonnie. Now, yeah, body punches are one of the most effective punches in the sport. You can get a one-punch knockout quicker from a body punch than you can from a headshot, right? But despite these facts, body punches are still largely underutilized. Many fighters often just go head hunting too much when they should be focusing on digging to an opponent's body, right? Every boxer should invest in body punching early in fights. But not many do. For some reason, not many do. And a lot of it has to do with these trainers nowadays. Like I was saying in the hangout, A lot of these new trainers are not like old school trainers. A lot of these new trainers are basically cheerleaders, you know. They sit outside the ring, yelling encouragement. Yeah, you're doing great. Yes. They're not telling the fighter in between rounds what to do and give instructions. They're just cheerleaders. It's basically shouting encouragement. That has a lot to do with a lot of these fighters not going to the body like they should. Yes, Adam Hurley in the building early. What's up, Adam? We're talking about body punching today, Adam. Yeah, I guess you heard me yesterday. And the show is called Investing to the Body. But salute Adam Hurley. Good to see you again, bro. You're going to have a rich soon. Okay, but salute Adam. Yeah, the fighters really don't go to the body like they should because, like I said, you can get a one-punch stoppage quicker with a body shot than you can with a headshot, you know. Because normally, 9 times out of 10, when a fighter goes down from a body punch, he doesn't usually get back up. Okay, he just doesn't. Now, like I said, every boxer should invest in the body early in fights, but not many do. And some part of the reason is because of the way these trainers are training fighters nowadays. It just is. It's sad, but it just is. But another reason is body punches aren't that easy to execute, right? And it requires a level of understanding for both distance and defensive management. Body punching. That's why a lot of fighters don't do it too, because they're not easy to execute. Okay? Now, body punches can have a crippling effect on an opponent. When executed correctly, a body punch can even cause gut-wrenching knockouts. Like I was just saying, one-punch knockouts. Gut-wrenching knockouts. And we got 15, in a late little while, 15 of the most devastating body punch knockouts in history that we're going to talk about. And body punching can cause gut-wrenching knockouts. Because if you have ever been hit by a hit in the body with a clean punch, especially if you didn't know if you wasn't expecting it, you know how painful that can be, right? You have a loss of breath, which is known as getting the wind knocked out of you. And it's the type of punch that can cause fighters to crumble to the canvas as they writhe in pain. I got a couple of them we're going to talk about too. And like I was saying, chances are when a fighter goes down from a body punch, they're not getting back up. It takes real willpower and determination to recover from a well-placed body shot. Not to mention, you have to be in excellent physical condition also. Oh man, my big fingers. Good point, Adam. Edgy Carbiel is a master at body punching. I remember he was Saturday when Makhmadov won his fight, how those guys were raving about him. They must not have seen how Edgy Carbiel stopped it to the body. Made him take a knee twice, didn't he? Remember, Adam? You had to see that fight to make that statement you just made. That was in the day of reckoning. Remember, Carbiel stopped Makhmadov, stopped him in his tracks. Made that big Russian take a knee 2 times, and he ended the fight with a body shot. So yeah, Edgy Carbiel is the master at body punching. Yes, he is. Bear with me for 1 second. Okay, I'm back. My big fingers keep hitting buttons and stuff. They're over here, big hands. Al Booger in the building. What's up, Al Booger? Yeah, I figured you had when you said about Carbajal being a great body puncher. That fight definitely demonstrated it. Yeah. And then the Frank Sanchez one on the Usyk Fury card. Yeah. They better they better watch Carbajal. Better watch it. Okay, yeah. It's hard to recover. Once you go down, it's hard to recover from a well-placed body shot, especially that liver shot. And we're going to talk about a liver shot separately at the end. Yeah. And excellent physical conditioning to come back from a body shot. Okay? Now, but besides the instant knockout effect, body punches are also strategic tools that boxers can use early in fights, like I mentioned before, to sap the energy from their opponent, you know? By investing in the body early, fighters can drain their opponents of stamina, and by the late rounds, you'll have your opponent right for the picking, you know? Invest in that body early. Okay? Now, against aggressive boxers, going to the body early can weaken them. There will be a big decrease in offensive output and punching power, you know? Like against those pressure fighters and stuff want to keep coming forward, okay? You know how to stop a pressure fighter from coming forward? Invest in that body early. And I guarantee you by the 6th, 7th round, their forward motion will be stopped dramatically, okay? Now here are some other advantages and effects of body shot. Causes opponents to bring down their guard, right? To protect against the body shots. And that opens them up for their old head shots. Right? That's when you go to the head. Go to the body early, bring their guard down, then start piecing them up to the head. And while you're going to that body early, you might get a well-placed shot to the kidney, and the fight's over. Okay. Another advantage of body punching. Like I was saying, it's harder to recover from a body shot than it is from a head shot, right? The pain from a good, well-placed body shot can last the entire fight and beyond the fight. Can last into the next week if you get that kidney right, you know? So it is definitely harder to recover from a head shot. It is definitely harder to recover from a body shot than it is from a head shot, no doubt. Another advantage, a good body attack impairs an opponent's mobility. Like I was saying, this is a great strategy against the elusive boxer, like the outboxer. Remember we talked about the styles Tuesday? A good body attack is a great tool against the outboxer, because you placing those body shots early and often. By the middle rounds, you are no longer fighting an outboxer because all that movement and jumping in and out and all that's over with. It's slowed down dramatically, okay? Very good weapon against the elusive boxer, a good body attack. And a good body attack is also a great strategy against taller boxers, like a Fundora. Look at all that torso you got to aim at. Yeah. Great strategy against taller boxers. That's who Earl Spencer, great body punches, going in there against Fundora's next fight. So that's going to be a very interesting fight. It ain't till October, though. We got a whole lot of them in between before now, but that's another good one. Body punching is also a great strategy against boxers with good head movement. I talked about that a minute ago. It'll slow their head movement down. A good body attack slows everything down. And there's an old adage in boxing that says, go to the body and the head will fall. And what this means is that if a boxer puts enough work into the body of an opponent, eventually that opponent's defense will fall and the head will open up. Halfway to the head will open up. It just has to, because he's going to bring that body going to start hurting him. He's going to bring those elbows down. When those elbows come down, you got openings upstairs, right? Happens every time. But a lot of fighters just don't go to the body early. There's Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey in the building. What's up, RP? How you doing today, bro? We are talking about investing to the body today. You see Manny Pacquiao on the screen investing to the body. Is that Jorge Linares? I'm not sure. If Manny fought him. I don't know who that is he's fighting on there. But yeah. That old adage, go to the body and the head will fall. It's very true. And like I was saying, if a boxer moves his head incredibly well and is elusive and hard to hit, the best strategy against that type of boxer is to go to the body. That's a no-brainer, right? Let's talk fashion in the building, aka Remo, hashtag JBT. What's up, Let's Talk Fashion? Another great Let's Talk Fashion out there. The season finale is out there. Just came out yesterday. That was a good one. I know everybody in here has probably checked it out. Let's salute. Let's Talk Fashion. And he can talk that fashion. That's Remo's lane. www.richthreads.com. www.richthreads.com. Yeah, RICHETHREADS.com. That's Remo too. Closing line. Okay. Yeah, I spelled it right. I keep it written down over there. But when I want to say it. Okay. But salute, Let's Talk Fashion. AKA Remo, hashtag JBT, just boxing talk. And I'm going to cut this right hand off because I keep hitting the goddamn button with it. Excuse my language. Shit. Okay, where were we? Okay, now, let's talk about some things that good body punchers do well. Okay, a couple things good body punchers do well. And I got a list of the 15 of the most devastating body punchers. Yeah, I just better get off of my computer. It's my daughter's name. I'll follow her on Instagram. Why are you putting that mess on my computer? You know I go on at 2 o'clock on that. Okay. Yeah, I got 15 of the most devastating body punch stoppages in history coming up, and 12 of the top body punches in history. 12 of the top body punches in history, okay? Like, who we got? Mickey Ward was a good body puncher. Triple G, Joe Frazier, but we're going to talk about it. Some old school guys, like, I'm not going to go to it. We'll talk about it in a little while. But here are some of the things that good body punchers do well, okay? They don't telegraph their punches. They don't telegraph their body punches. They always maintain eye contact with their opponent and try to mix up their punches. Go to the head and to the body in variation. And they never look down at an opponent's body when they're going to attack. This is an obvious giveaway, and it's a beginner's mistake. And that also bodes well for defense because the line of sight will remain alert to counters. Okay. Catch yourself looking down, that's when that counter come upstairs to the head. soon as you throw that body punch, you're gonna get countered right in the head. So but good body punches never look down when they're getting ready to attack. Keep their eyes right on their opponent, right? Good body punches pack on the speed, right? Now the distance has to be short and compact to maximize the power transfer, but also speed greatly increases the probability of connecting on body shots. Now, of course, the more punches that land to the body, the greater the benefits, right? And good body punches, because body punches have a lingering effect the longer the fight goes on. And there's never been any fighter in history that's ever been immune to body punches. None of them. I've been watching boxing for almost 40 years. I ain't never seen nobody that's been immune to body punches. Nobody. Now, there's been some guys in good physical condition that's got up from them, but not many. Because 9 times out of 10, you knock somebody down for body punch, they normally don't get up. Now, they get up all the time from headshots, but not body punches. That's when you catch them in that liver. We're going to talk about liver shots separately, okay? Now, good body punchers don't overcommit with their body punches, right? Being careful to not overcommit is something that can be said for all punches, not just body punches, but especially for body punches. The reason being that when you overcommit on body punches, you are left wide open, not just for a counter, for a big counter, okay? Because you're going downstairs to the body, what's left wide open when you overcommit and miss badly? That head is wide open, okay? So good body punches don't overcommit. Good body punchers don't overcommit on their body punches. And a good body puncher will strategically work their way in close before unleashing their body punches. Okay? And there's Thomas Morris. What's up, Coach? Coach is in the building. Good afternoon, Coach. We are talking about investing in the body today. I keep forgetting the title. Body punching, you know, that's what it is. Let's salute Coach Thomas Morris in the building. Okay, good afternoon. Now, yeah, another thing the good body punchers do, they can land a multitude of different punches to the body. You know, the entire arsenal can be thrown with body punches, jabs, straights, hooks, and uppercuts to the body. And a good body puncher has enough confidence to throw body shots with conviction. And they make a conscious effort to consistently go to the body every chance they get, right? Every chance they get, they go into that body, you know? And that's what a lot of boxers, like I was saying at the top, don't do. So many boxers just don't go to the body, especially early, like they should, man. And a lot of that's the training. And like I was saying, man, a lot of these trainers nowadays are more cheerleaders than trainers. They're not teaching. They're just giving encouragement. It's a difference between teaching and giving encouragement. Okay? Coach Thomas Morris can tell you. Yeah. You hear a lot of those trainers out there shouting, yeah, you're doing well. Keep it up. Instead of telling the fighter how to fight, give them pointers and stuff. Now, we got some good trainers, but we got some that just basically cheerleaders. I'm not going to name no names, but we do. Okay. Now, like I told you, I got 15 of the most devastating body shot knockouts in boxing history today. Let's get started on that, because I also got 12 of the top body punchers in history, and we're going to talk about the liver punch separately, because that's a big body shot. They're the liver punch. That's the one most of the times that one shot that ends a body shot that ends a fight. 9 times out of 10, that's that liver punch, you know. And a fighter go down from a liver punch, he's usually not getting back up. You know, like I said, it's easier to get a one-punch knockout from a body shot than it is from a head shot. It really is. Because just like the brain and the head, the liver is not meant to be punched on. Now, the first one, 15 of the most devastating body shot knockouts in history. This one ain't too good. I was trying to get the shot where he caught him to the body. It's not that good, but oh, come on, not me. Yeah, that's Roy Jones against, they get better. Virgil Hill. Can't see it that good. I was trying to get the shot. See the right hand going to the side over there? Yeah, it was a devastating knockout. Let's talk about it. Now, Roy Jones, this fight, this actually earned knockout of the year. This body shot did. It was a brutal body shot, and he finished off Virgil Hill. That was in 1998. Now, Jones actually vacated the WBC's light heavyweight title about a year before this fight, because he set his sights on the heavyweight division. But however, he eventually changed his mind and returned to light heavyweight to fight Hill. And Hill was a former unified light heavyweight championship at the time. And this fight was for the vacant WBC title. Now, Jones took control of the fight from the opening moments. He landed one of the most brutal body punches in boxing history, crashing a right hook into Hill's left side. See it? You can see the light hook going into the side. I know it's kind of blurry, but you can see it. Look hard. See it? And get out of there, Charger. And the sound of the punch crashing into Hill's body sounded like a cannon shot. And Hill fell to the ground, screaming in pain. But to his credit, Hill actually tried to will himself back to his feet. But the pain was too much. And guess what? After the fight, they found out that punch broke Hill's rib. It sure did. Broke his rib. Okay, now these are not the top 15 most devastating body punches in history. It's some of them. Next one is Mickey Ward versus, who was Mickey Ward's fight? Alfonso Sanchez. That's a little better. See Mickey Ward on the right. Then on the right, going to that body. Okay. Everybody okay this afternoon? Hope you're enjoying the show. Okay. Now, Mickey Ward versus Alfonso Sanchez. Ward stopped Sanchez with a body punch. And he scored one of the most impressive finishes of his boxing career in this fight against Sanchez. And this was in 1997. Now, actually, Ward was a heavy underdog coming into this fight, right? Because Sanchez was undefeated. And he was known for his heavy hand. And at the time of this fight, Sanchez was 16-0 with 15 knockouts. So coming into the fight, he was expected to knock Ward out, right? But Ward had other plans. He didn't get that memo that he was supposed to get knocked out, okay? Now, Ward didn't come out swinging like he normally does. You know, Ward used to come out swinging like a madman. But he didn't do that in this fight, right? Instead, he fought smartly. And he was losing rounds to Sanchez. And Sanchez dropped Ward in the second round. Everybody was like, yeah, that's what I thought. Sanchez is going to stop him. Because remember, Sanchez has stopped 16 of the 17 people he had fought as a professional, right? And everybody was like, yeah, comes another stopping for Sanchez. But Ward wasn't done yet. Not at all. Ward got knocked out in the second round, but he weathered that storm. And he went on in the 7th round and landed his signature combination, right? He rocked Sanchez with a hook to the head. And then he caught him with 2 vicious left hooks to the liver. That's the last one on the screen. And this is the result of it. See? There's Sanchez after those 2 vicious left hooks. Look, Cass, if you keep coming on there, I'm going to beat your ass. Excuse my language. There's Sanchez after those 2 Ward left hooks, right? That's how it ended. He didn't get up from that. Fighters don't get up from liver shots. And that's how Sanchez ended up. Just like that. Big upset. 1997. Yeah. Big upset there. That was not expected. The Ward got it done. Okay, the next one is going to be Bernard Hopkins versus Oscar De La Hoya. That looks just like, oh, come on, what is going on here? That looks just like Sanchez on the mat, don't it? But that's Oscar. That's what that liver shot to do for you, man. Look at this. So that was Sanchez after Ward's liver shot. Now look at Oscar. They look exactly the same, don't it? I tell you, that liver shot is terrible, man. That's dangerous. And B-Hop looked like a little concerned. Yeah. Okay, Bernard Hopkins versus Oscar De La Hoya. Now, B-Hop is mostly known as a defensive boxer, right? But he was one of the most brutal finishers in the sport during his early years, right? Earlier years. And he landed one of the most impressive finishes of his career in the highly hyped 2004 fight against Oscar. I remember that one. Very entertaining fight, you know. Oscar stood in the pocket and traded hard shots with B-Hop. But in the 9th round, B-Hop landed a devastating liver shot, sending De La Hoya to the ground in pain. You see him. There you go. I just can't get over that. There's Sanchez after the Ward liver shot. I'm not laughing at it. I'm just saying what that liver shot will do to you. There's Oscar in the exact same posture. Okay, next one. I cannot believe it's 3 o'clock. I've been on here like 15 minutes. It hasn't been an hour. No way. But I guess it has, because the thing says 3 o'clock down in the corner there. Okay, the laptop. Okay, next is Arturo Gatti versus Leonard Dorin. Look at that. There's another one from the, see that liver shot? There's another one. Down on his knees after a liver shot. I tell you, man, that liver shot is terrible. This is the 3rd one in a row. Arturo Gatti versus Leonard Dorin. This was also in 2004. This was a title showdown. And people had anticipated this to be an all-out brawl. But it didn't. But it still led to a brutal body shot finish. And Gatti only needed 2 rounds to find that devastating liver shot. And Dorin was unable to fight on after that. It was the first loss of Dorin's career. And it was his last time. The liver shot was so devastating, Dorin said, forget that. He never fought again after that. And Gatti only had like 6 more fights after that. But yeah, Dorin retired after that. The liver shot, man, I'll tell you about that liver shot. There's Sanchez after Ward liver shot. Oscar after B-Hop liver shot. And Dorin after Gatti liver shot. That liver shot ain't no joke. The next one is Ricky Hatton versus Jose Luis Castillo. There's Hatton, see him? Getting it in, getting that shot in on him. It just didn't show the, I didn't catch him on the mat. I'm sure he was kneeling down just like the other 3. You know, I just couldn't find that picture. The Boxing Menu Podcast Plus. What's up? Haven't seen you in a minute, bro. Where you been at? Welcome back. Always good to see the Boxing Menu Podcast Plus. Follow your channel. I know we all resubscribed to him because he had something happen. He had to start his channel over. That's why it's plus now. But salute the Boxing Menu Podcast Plus. We're talking about investing in the body. There's Ricky Hatton investing in Castille's body. Pause, right, Remo? You know what I'm talking about. Body shot punch. I know Remo was thinking pause. I said Hatton invested in it's Castille's body. Pause. But yeah, salute Boxing Mania Podcast. Let's talk about this one. Boxing Mania Podcast Plus in the building. This is Ricky Hatton versus Castille. What's his name? Jose Luis Castille. That's the one Floyd fought, right? Did they say beat him? Ain't that him? Yeah. But anyway, there's Hatton delivering that liver shot. Got it right on there too. Look at that. And Castille, like, see him sucking in his breath. The Hatton's performance against Castille is an excellent example of how he earned the nickname the Hitman. He was the Hitman too, remember? And Hatton was the pound-for-pound king of the 140-pound division heading into this fight, right? And his ability to attack the body was on full display. Now, Castille came out aggressively early in the fight, but Hatton handled that pressure well. And he eventually got that left hook to the liver. Took a few seconds to bring Castille to his knees, but it did, and this was in the 4th round. And of course, guess what? Castille was unable to continue. And in this fight, Hatton won the WBC International Super Lightweight title. And that was his fight before the fight with Floyd. He earned the fight with Floyd. With this one. Liver shot. There it is. I tried, but I couldn't find the picture of Castille kneeling on the mat like the other ones. But I know it's out there. Because that's what that liver shot does for you, man. You don't want to continue. Who the hell is it out there? Sounds like somebody knocking on the window. Yeah, Ricky Hatton. Okay, the next one is Canelo Alvarez versus Liam Smith. There you go. See? He getting it up in there. All of them liver shots. And these are 15 of the most devastating body shot stoppages in history. Okay. Canelo Alvarez versus Liam Smith. And yeah, of course, by the time he faced Smith, Canelo was already one of the biggest superstars in boxing, right? And at that point, he hadn't fought Bivol yet. The only loss on his record then was to Floyd. Well, he had some other losses, but they just didn't give him to him. They cheated for him, okay? Because, what was the guy named from Cuba? Damn. I can never think of people's names when I'm trying to think of them. Oh, man. Beat him. Come on, somebody, please put it in the chat. The guy from Cuba that beat Canelo, and they cheated him. Hardcore Boxing News. Jay Hardcore in the building. Jay? Oh, how did the interview go, Jay? With, I forgot who Jay was. Jay interviewed somebody at 2 o'clock. But he's in the building now. We're talking about investing to the body, Jay. That's Canelo and Liam Smith. Yeah, that liver shot will put something on you, though. But anyway, yeah, Canelo's only loss at this point, official loss, was to Floyd, but unofficially he had about 7. Okay. And Liam Smith was a good, decorated challenger, but Canelo was too much for him. He outboxed him from the opening bell, sent him to the canvas with an overhand right during the 7th round, and sealed the deal with, guess what, a liver punch and a knife. And there it is. See it going up under that? You got to get up under to get to that liver. I'm gonna talk about liver punches in a few too. Now, to his credit, Smith tried to get back to his feet. Smith's mind told him to get up, but his body told him, hell no. You just got hit in the liver. You get on back up. I'm not getting back up. And that was the end of it. We're gonna go way back for the next one. Jerry Cooney versus Ron Law. There they are. Big Jerry. Jerry never won a heavyweight championship. In this era, he'd probably be undisputed with the level of heavyweights nowadays. Okay. Because Usyk actually shouldn't be a heavyweight champion because Usyk was stopped by a body shot, remember? But the referee cheated for him. Because if Usyk's nuts is up there where he got hit at, then he's deformed. And I went back and looked at it. You know, before the fight, when the referee shows what's legal, Usyk got hit clearly over the spot where the referee touched his trunk set before the fight. I went back and looked at it. So it was illegal before the fight, but when it actually got hit, the referee changed his mind and called it a low blow. Yeah, Usyk, for me, he got an asterisk by everything he does from this point because he shouldn't even be champion. Okay. So anybody want to talk about Usyk pound for pound? He shouldn't even be champion. Let's talk about that first. But okay, forget Usyk for today. We're talking about Jerry Cooney and Ron Law. Okay. Jerry Cooney's title fight with Ron Law was drummed up as a classic old line versus young Tiger matchup. With Cooney being a young Tiger, expected to win. The Cooney was 23-0 at the time. But people had doubts whether he had what it took to get past the seasoned and rugged Ron Law. Law had more fights than Cooney, and he was also known as a heavy-handed boxer. And Law came in under a lot of pressure to win the fight, to keep his name relevant in boxing. Because, Law was kind of like on the way out at that point. But it turned out the young Tiger Cooney was destined to emerge victorious, as Cooney needed less than one round to trap Law and unload punches on him. Finished Law off with a liver punch. Brought the contest to an end in the first round. Goose Gas probably saw that one. Yeah, Cooney stopped him in the first round with the old liver punch. Because this is 15 of the most devastating body knockouts in history. Next is Triple G versus Matthew Macklin. There's Triple G and Macklin. Okay. Gotta show this brutal body knockout finish of Macklin. And at that point, Triple G had 37 of his 42 wins came by knockout. He was one of the hardest punchers in boxing. Is he still? I guess he still is one of the hardest punchers in boxing. I haven't heard about him retiring. At that point, his only two losses that came against Canelo. Okay. And he had stopped his last 13 opponents. And in the third round, he sent Macklin to the canvas with a punch to the liver that brought the fight to an end. And here's how Macklin ended up. Look at him. In agony. That was the result of that liver punch. Yep. Put the man in agony. Next is Marco Antonio Barrera versus Jesse Benavidez. But that's the guy that Triple G caught with that body shot. I think it was the third round. Yeah. But next is Marco Antonio Barrera and Jesse Benavidez. What just happened? Oh, there it is. I didn't change it. This fight, I couldn't get them together. There's Marco Antonio Barrera right there first. There's Jesse Benavidez. Let's show them separately. Now, Barrera was 42-0 heading into this fight. This was a title fight. And most of Barrera's wins came by knockout. He was the favorite heading into the fight, and he fought like the favorite. He dominated the fight every minute from the opening bell and sent Benavidez to the canvas with a vicious body blow. And he ended it in the third round. Against Benavidez. He was the loser. Okay. And every now and then I use some active fighters too. The next one is Vasil Lomachenko versus Jorge Linares, because that was a particularly bad one too there. Vasil Lomachenko versus Jorge Linares. Now, of course, Lomachenko is one of the most graceful boxers to ever step into the ring. Footwork second to none. Combinations are just as fluid. But it wasn't as impressive footwork or movement or combinations that won that fight against Linares. So it was a vicious hook to the liver that left Linares unable to continue. See him on the mat, Loma looking down over him. Now Linares didn't do too bad up to that point in the fight, but after that body shot, he wasn't able to get back to his feet, and that ended it. The next one is Gerald McClellan versus James Williamson. There's McClellan. Couldn't find one of them together. But McClellan was trained under Emmanuel Stewart, okay, out of that Kronk gym, where they're known for being able to punch. Remember, trained by Emmanuel Stewart? And McClellan was one of the most feared punchers in boxing at that time. And his power was on full display against Williamson. And he finished him in the first round of the fight. McClellan landed one of the most beautiful shovel hooks to the liver ever thrown in boxing history. And the punch landed so perfectly, Williamson was left rolling all over the canvas in pain. Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell was another pretty devastating knockout. Remember? There he is, catching Luke with that left hook coming around. Now, Ryan did deal with some adversity during his fight against Campbell. He got knocked down for the first time in his career in the second round, remember? But he weathered that punch well. And he went on to outbox Campbell. And he put him away with a liver shot in the seventh round, remember? Kept his record undefeated. And that was the fight that set up the super fight against Tank, remember? Still undefeated at that point. Another devastating knockout was Terrence Bud Crawford versus Julius Ndongo. There's Ndongo down. Okay? And you know, when Bud gets you like that, it's over. If you get up, you're not going to last too much longer. Bud is one of the best finishers in the history of boxing. Okay? Not just this era, the history. And this was for Undisputed. 2017, remember, 140. Ndongo had the WBA and IBF. Bud had the WBC and WBO. That was Bud's first undisputed. And Bud did come into the fight as a heavy favorite to win it, you know. But Ndongo looked like he wasn't about to go down without a fight. Bud dropped him in the first round. But remember, the referee ruled it a slip. But Bud put him away in the third round. He caught Ndongo with a brutal left hook. Left hook, right hook combination to the body. They left Ndongo screaming in agony. And the first punch was the left hook, and it didn't land that clean, but the right hook was the one that seemed to do most of the damage. That was Bud's first undisputed title, remember? Amir Khan versus Marcos Maidana. See Amir getting that liver shot in there? All of these are liver shots. And say he almost scored one of the most impressive finishes of his boxing career when he squared up against Maidana. This was in 2010. Now, the opening round was competitive, but Khan stole the show during the final seconds of the first round when he fired off a hard right hook, left hook combo to the body. Now, Maidana, no way he would have beat the bell, but no way he would have beat the count, but he was saved by the bell, okay? But he even managed to get back in the fight, and he rocked Khan during the 7th round. But Khan ended up winning. I just got in here. This was a decision. This is the one I wanted. Marcos Maidana versus Rick DiCaio. I don't know how that last fight got in here. Now, Maidana and DiCaio, his first loss. This was in 2010. Put Caio with a vicious right uppercut to the sternum. And Caio could not fight anymore. And this is the fight that got Maidana his shot against Floyd Mayweather. Okay. Now, I have 12 of the greatest body punchers ever. 12 of the greatest body punchers in history coming up. That was 15 of the greatest, the Rise podcast, the Mighty Rise podcast in the building. That was 15 of the most vicious, most devastating stoppages by body punches. Now I have 12 of the top body punches in history. And there's Tim Layton, #JBT, the Mighty Rise podcast, #JBT. Today is all about body punching. It's called Investing in the Body. We talked about what is body punching, what's the importance, what the good body punches, some characteristics of good body punches. Just got finished showing 15 of the most devastating body punches in history. And now we're going to talk about 12 of the best body punches ever. And then we're going to talk about the liver punch at the end. So that is one of the most devastating body punches. You get hit by a good, well-placed liver punch, you're not getting up. And it's easier to get a one-punch knockout from a body punch than it is from a head punch. You know, most times you see a fighter go down by a body punch, he's not getting back up, especially if it's the liver punch. Ain't happening. No. Let's see. Okay. Bear with me for a second. A little slide display together again. I wanted to show the people that just came in something. What the liver punch will do to you. I can't find it. Oh, there it is. This is what the liver punch would do to you right there. Then I believe that was Triple G did that one. Yeah, I forgot who he was fighting. Okay, let's talk about some of the best body punches in the history of our sport. Okay, let's salute Tim Layton and the Mighty Rise podcast just came in the building. Al Booger been in the building. Let's salute Al Booger. Al Booger made a comment. What's the comment? Oh, he's just greeting Tim and the Rise podcast. Okay. Let's talk about some of these top body punchers. I was reading the chat. Okay. First, is Mickey Ward. There's Mickey. He had one of the top 15 most devastating body shots, remember? He had the guy on his knees. I forgot who it was now. But Mickey Ward was a very good body puncher. Okay. Called him Irish Mickey Ward. His signature punch was an extremely effective left hook to the liver. That's what he caught that guy with on there. It was a weapon that earned him more than a few clean knockouts. Few boxers have relied so much on that single debilitating weapon than Mickey Ward did. Very brief little talk about him. Next is Alexis Arguello, because we're going to talk about the liver punch too. Briefly. Alexis Arguello. The explosive thin man. Now, he understood well the value of patiently digging hard blows to the midsection, right? And to wear opponents down, like a lot of fighters don't do enough nowadays. Now, body punch wizard, Arguello often mix head and body blows in the same combination. Yep, same combination. Alexis mixed them up. Go to the head and body. Up and down. From Nicaragua. 3-division world champion, Alexis Arguello. He went for 4 divisions twice against Aaron Pryor, but came up short both times. Mickey Walker, old school guy, call him the Toy Bulldog. His profile is going to be on him next Friday. Tomorrow is Archie Moore. But this guy right here, Mickey Walker, the Toy Bulldog, is next Friday. Okay? That's what they call him. And he was an extraordinary brawler. The great Toy Bulldog. He broke down much heavier and bigger opponents with his non-stop body attack. Mickey Walker. Smoking Joe Frazier. That's a young Smoking Joe Frazier. Don't even hardly look like him, but that's him. I don't know why they keep happening. This thing getting ready to cut off on me. Smoking Joe Frazier. His ferocious attack started with full attention to his opponent's midsection, okay, early in fights. Smoking Joe's left hooks to the body softened his man up for an impending assault directed upstairs, okay? Smoking Joe would start to the body early in fights, then work his way up after he broke you down. One of the best guys at breaking fighters down in history. And he was a small heavyweight, breaking down bigger men than him. Because of what? The body attack. The body attack. Yep. Billy Patrol. Another old school guy, Billy Patrol. Tough and aggressive. Called himself the Fargo Express. He was famous for his two-fisted body hammering, anchored by his potent left hook. the Fargo Express, Billy Patrol. There he is. Two-fisted attack to the body. Okay. Mike McCallum. That's Mike facing us right there. Mike McCallum. Now, not for nothing did they call this Triple Crown King, conqueror of he beat Harold Graham, Donald Curry, Milton McCrory, and Jeff Hardy. And his nickname was the Body Snatcher. Okay, don't even have to say no more about him. That was his nickname, the Body Snatcher. And there were some names back in that era, 80s. Harold Graham, Donald Curry, Milton McCrory, and Jeff Hardy. The Body Snatcher, Mike McCallum. That's Julio Cesar Chavez right there. Okay. He was the sound of JC Superstar's landing life-sapping body punches was a familiar one in the 1990s. Julio's fists buried themselves under the ribs of no fewer than 87 stoppage victims, okay, in the 90s. When talk turns to great body punchers, the Lion of Culiacan always comes up. JC Superstar, Julio Cesar Chavez. That's what they called him. JC Superstar, one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time. He got a couple gifts back there. Yeah. I don't know if he really should have made it to 87 and all. Because I think Meldrick Taylor should have beat him. And Pernell Whitaker got him. You know, they called it a draw. It is what it is. Next is Jake LaMotta, the Raging Bull. That's Jake on the left. Delivering the left to the, that looks like kind of low Jake. Okay. But Jake LaMotta, bullying inside in his trademark fashion and absorbing punishment on the way in, he fed off of that. He wanted you to hit him as he was coming in, because they made him more dangerous once he got in there. That was more he had to pay back for. Made him madder once he got inside. He wanted to be punished on the way in. Look at that St. Valentine's Day massacre. And he said, at least Sugar Ray, I didn't go down. You stopped me, but I didn't go down. But Jake was famous for bullying in his trademark fashion and absorbing the punishment as he worked his way inside. He constantly worked to get in close and batter the torsos of such greats as Marcel Cerdan, Tommy Bell, Fritzy Zivik, Tommy Rose, Holman Williams. That's one of the Murderers Row fighters there, Holman Williams, and the great Sugar Ray Robinson. That was the middleweight divisions, late 40s, 50s. If you're a historian or a box historian, listen to these names that Jake was in there against. Marcel Cerdan, Tommy Bell, Fritzy Zivik, Tommy Yaraz, Holman Williams, and the great Sugar Ray Robinson. Them were some of the great middleweights from the 50s. Didn't he mention Gene Former, Carmen Basilio? They say the 50s was the greatest decade ever for middleweights. Hagler would have had a tough time in that decade as a middleweight. That was definitely the best decade for middleweights, the 50s, no doubt about it. Okay. Next is Tony Zale. Tony Zale. They call Tony the Man of Steel. Okay, the Man of Steel. He was renowned for his cast-on determination to whack away at his opponent's ribs, methodically punishing and wearing them down. again with a two-fisted body attack. Yeah, guys don't go to the body nowadays like they did back in the day, man. You know, it was mandatory, especially early in fight. Because when you got up into the middle of the late rounds, that body punches start paying off. Earl is like an old school guy that believes in that body attack. But a lot of guys just don't do it nowadays. Sam Langford. Here's Sam. Sam is known as the greatest fighter to never be in a title fight. And Jack Johnson had the belt back then. Jack Johnson had the colored belt, you know, because at once upon a time he couldn't get the fights with the white fighters. And then Jack got the opportunity to win the regular heavyweight championship, he stopped fighting the black fighters himself. And that's where he had came from. And then when he lost the heavyweight championship, he went back and fought the black fighters for the colored belt. Jack Johnson. That's just a little side note about Jack. Something to not like him about. But anyway, Sam Langford. It's all good though. Sign of the time. Sam Langford. Now the saga, whose original utterance hit the body and the head dies, spawned many imitators. Langford was a certified expert at blasting opponents with vicious weight, with vicious blows downstairs, right? As heavyweight immortal Harry Wills said, now check this out. This one heavyweight, and Sam Langford was a small guy, like almost started like middleweight or something. This heavyweight Harry Wills said, when Sam Langford hit me to the body, I would look behind me to see if his fist had come out of my back. He said, Sam hit him so hard, he had to check behind him to see if Sam's fist had went all the way through him. That's how Sam Langford's body punches felt. Man had to check to see if his fist had went right through his body. That's hard, man. Ain't that something, Al Booker? That's hard, ain't it? Yeah. So they had to check behind me. See if his fist had went through. Henry Armstrong. Homicide Hank. Homicide Hank is on just about every list I do. That's how bad he was, man. The Homicide Hank was all about getting close, sticking to the opponent like super glue and unloading heavy artillery to the bread basket. You notice that every time I do a list, Homicide Hank is on it. And he was top 3 on the Cash Sports top 10 all-time list. Pound for pound, Homicide Hank was number 3. Only 2 in front of him, Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson. That's it. And finally, old school. I gotta find this thing on got the name. What was the name of the punch I supposed to? Oh, liver punch. Told you I'm old. I can't remember from 5 minutes ago. Bob Fitzsimmons. That's way back there, the early 1900s. That's why it looks like that, you know. A lot of times at fights, they didn't have photographers, so they would have an artist there drawing the action. You know, they didn't have too many photographers actually taking pictures. They would have somebody in the audience actually drawing pictures of the fight. That's what that looks like there. Yeah, that's not look like it's like a drawing. Yeah, that's how they got the, you know. I think one of the guys I talked about yesterday, Harry Grebe, was no footage of him fighting. Everything about him came from newspaper articles. But Bob Fitzsimmons, boxing's first Triple Crown champion, specialized, first 3-division champion, I guess. He specialized in hard, energy-sapping body blows and is credited with inventing the solar plexus punch. Bob. That's Bob on the right, by the way. You know, with the hairline way back, halfway to the back of his head. That's Bob on the right. He invented the solar plexus punch. He's credited with inventing the solar plexus punch. A single left hook to the body from Fitz won him the heavyweight championship of the world in this historic battle with James J. Corbett in 1897. See, that was way back there. Now, some honorable mentions, some good body punches that I didn't profile, because I only did 12. Rocky Marciano, Eusebio Pedrosa, Marcel Cerdan, Pernell Whitaker. Yeah, he was a good body puncher. Roberto Duran, James Lights Out Tony, the Brown Bomber, Joe Louis, Tony Canzonieri, the Hitman, Thomas Hearns, Sugar Ray Robinson, Nicolino Loesch, Wilfredo Gomez, Ricky Hatton. Yeah, he had one of the 15 devastating knockouts, remember. So did Gennady Golovkin, Triple G. Jack Dempsey. You know Mike Tyson had to be on there for body punching. Carlos Zarate, Gerald McClellan, James Scott, Frank Claus, Kid Azteca, Brian Villario, and Ruben Olivares. Let's see if I can get this thing up on it's 3:40. We're winding down. Liver punches to finish it off, because the liver punch is a serious punch. You saw them people laying all over the mat and stuff as I was going through the most devastating body shot knockouts in history. Yeah. 3 of them looked in the exact same position. You just go down to your knees. You don't get knocked down from the liver punch. Usually you just go to your knees. It hurts so bad, you know. But not too many fights continue. Like Ryan went down and looked at Tank, and he seen the look on Tank's face, and Ryan made a business decision like, nah, that's it. Because I know what's getting ready to happen. You know? I know what's getting ready to happen. So he said, nah. Let me just stay down here. Okay, here we go. Now, just a little bit, very briefly, about the liver shot before we get out of Dodge today. Now, in boxing, you know, there are few punches quite as debilitating as a well-placed liver shot. Now, you know, the liver is an organ that sits on the right-hand side of the body, just underneath the floating ribs, right? It's the largest gland organ in the body, and the liver's job is to filter blood and create bile. Now, in short, your liver works very hard around the clock. It's partially protected by the ribs, and it's not meant to be punched on. You know, just like the brain up in the head, the liver is not meant to be punched on, right? And at times in the sport of boxing, you might be watching a fight. You see 2 fighters pummeling the life out of each other, just going at it, right? Might be 2 pressure fighters inside, just going at it. Then out of nowhere, one of them gets hit to the body and just goes down on a knee. And they got a look of extreme pain on their face. That indicates they've been hit in the liver, right? They just got hit with a liver shot when that happened. Okay. Now, when the liver shot is landed properly, it will create extreme fatigue and loss of breath, and is capable of stopping even the toughest, most well-conditioned fighters in their tracks. Okay, just stopping them in their tracks. The liver shot will. It's a great tool. But a lot of the problem is sometimes that it's a tricky punch to land, because you got to be up close, you know. And, you know, you had some guys, some of the legendary fighters were known for brutal liver punches. But some of those guys that were brutal liver punchers paid the price of taking too many shots, because you got to be in so close to land that liver shot successfully, okay? So the only way to land a liver shot safely, you got to have a good setup for it. you know. And you got to be able to use the right punches to get in the right zone to land the liver shot. Okay? Yeah, Tim. Messes up the blood flow, just shuts you down, man. Right, Tim, exactly. Also easy to elaborate. But yeah, that's it. That's what I have on the body punches, the invested in the body. Hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, that is so 100% true, Tim Layton. You know, you oh shit, I done messed the chat up. Get back here, chat. There it is. Yeah, it's easy to lacerate, like Tim said, and it messes up the blood flow, and it shuts you down. You know. That's why so many of those fighters, man, they take their liver shot. They just take their knee because that's it. They want to continue, but they just can't. You just can't continue. You know? And I hope everybody enjoyed the show today. And remember, tomorrow is the Mongoose, Archie Moore. Now, Archie Moore's career was so long that Percy was the Mongoose, and people said, damn, Archie, he fought so long, so you ain't the Mongoose no more now, you the old Mongoose. That's how long the man's career was. But guess what? After Archie turned 40, he still had 30-some fights and only lost one after he was 40 years old, okay? He had 200-something fights. We're going to talk about it tomorrow, yeah, but the man fought so long that they said, you can't be the Mongoose no more, Archie. We got to start calling you the old Mongoose. Yeah, Archie Moore. Mongoose / old Mongoose. He's the man tomorrow. The life and career of Archie Moore. It's a long one, too. Archie was raised by an aunt and an uncle because his father left the family when Archie was a very young age. I think they were living in the South somewhere. I got to look at it. I got some notes. I'm not finished yet, but then his mother sent him to Missouri, where his aunt and uncle were at. I think he's her brother or sister or something like that. And that was actually where he got his last name at. His aunt and uncle name was more, and he took that name. He said it was just easier to take their name because he's living with them. He got a different name from what they got. He said it would have been too many questions, so I just used their name. Right. Good thinking, Archie. Appreciate you, Mike Mazik. I finally got your name when I heard Jay say it this morning, but I should have knew it was Mazik. I was saying Mazik with the Z solid, but the Z is not solid. Mike Mazik. So now I got Mike Rim and Mike Mazik names right, thanks to Jay Hardcore. But appreciate it. And I need shows and suggestions for Wednesdays. Wednesdays is a show that I take out of the chat, remember. And this week was brought to you by Mike Mazik, the life and career of Jimmy the Cat Dupree. Light heavyweight, fought in the 60s and 70s. The great legendary International Boxing Hall of Famer Bob Foster ducked him because Jimmy the Cat Dupree used to spar Bob Foster. And evidently, Bob saw something in them sparring, in that sparring, and told him, don't get in that ring with Jimmy in no real fight. Yeah, there's always that. Bob saw something in that sparring. He went so far as to get stripped of the belt rather than fight Jimmy the Cat Dupree, okay? If he didn't want to get stripped of the belt, all they had to do was fight Jimmy, but Bob wouldn't do it. And they had sparred, so that told me something happened in that sparring where Bob knew. You see fights where guys be champions and other guys like, I want to fight him. And you find out they sparred together. People see something in that sparring, but they know they got a guy's number. And Bob evidently saw something about Jimmy the Cat Dupree where he didn't want to get in there in a regular fight against him. And he didn't. He let he said, here, WBA, take your fight back. I'm not fighting him. But yeah, great guy. Jimmy the Cat Dupree had this gym up there in Jersey. He opened with troubled youngsters and stuff. Now, I'm not saying Mike Mazik was a troubled youngster. He just fought at the gym. But Mike said he didn't fight there long. Mike said it was too many hits and stuff. But yeah, but that's what I need, shows and stuff Remo got me enough of them to last me for a couple months, though. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT. What's up, T Hill? Salute. That's where I got my name, the Boxstorian, from. Thomas Hill. Great name. I appreciate that. Yeah. People say it fits me. I gotta open my book up and add your name, Thomas. I gotta open up to read the names anyway in a few minutes. But salute, Thomas Hill. How are you today, bro? Good to see you. Always a pleasure. See the mayor of YouTube in here. I didn't see the deputy mayor today. Old school wasn't in here today. You got the best hand. Me? No, Thomas Hill. If I had one of your hands, I'd cut both of mine off and just throw them in there. The doctor would be like, why are you cutting your hands off for that? I said, that's Thomas Hill hand. Just sew it on, man. You know. But salute, T Hill. Good to see you today. Don't forget, tomorrow is the Mongoose. The Mongoose / old Mongoose, Archie Moore. Because like I just told you, the man career lasts so long, they was like, no, Archie, you are the old Mongoose now. You was the Mongoose. And the man was over 40 and won 30-something fights. Jake said he was 80 when he finished or something, 60 or something. 60 or something. He might have been. You know how them guys. He did lie about his age one time. Because Archie tried to say he was born like 1916, and his mother said, no, Archie, you know you was born in 1913. Trying to make yourself younger. Got caught. His mother told on him. You know your mother gonna fix it. You should have not let your mother find out you was out there lying about your age. Yeah. Archie tried to say he was born in 1916. He was born in 1913. Old as dirt. But he was still winning, though. I told you he was over 40 years old and won 30, had 30-something fights and only lost one. Yeah. That's why you can't say, like when Rocky fought and people kept trying to take Rocky's credit, talking about, well, Archie was over the hill. After he fought Rocky, he had 30 more fights and only lost one. So wasn't nobody else beating him. Give Rocky his props. I get upset, too. Old school got me upset one day, talking about Rocky was fighting for guys past their prime. No, he wasn't. When he fought Joe Louis was the #1 contender on an 8-fight winning streak. Rocky beat him. And then how can somebody form their mouth to say Jersey Joe Walcott was past his prime and Rocky fought him? Guess what? Jersey Joe Walcott was in Rocky fought him. The heavyweight champion of the world. There wasn't nobody else beating him. That's who Rocky took the belt from. So how could he be past his prime? If he was so past his prime, wouldn't somebody else have taken the belt from him? No, don't do it. I got this receipts, man. I got receipts over here. God coming here one time told me sending receipts. I blocked him. He's sending you shit, man. Get out of here. I'm not going to say anything that I haven't seen in black and white somewhere. I'm the Boxstorian. But I appreciate everybody stopping by today. We are winding down to an end of another cast sports. But we got one more day in the week. Yeah. One more day. Appreciate you, Mike Mason. I need a few more people like Mike Mason and Mike Grimm and Tim Layton, Thomas Hill, Ray Patterson. I need about 100 more people like them, then I'll have a whole full chat every day. Yeah. Al Booger, Let's Talk Fashion. I got about 10 Boxing Menu podcasts. That's by often. Of course, Jay Hardcore, Boxing News, the creator of the JBT. I got about 10 solid people that I know is going to be here all the time. So I'm good with them. Rome wasn't built in a damn day, right? So there's Hardcore Boxing News right there. Oh, shit. Uh-oh, did I block somebody? Damn, I hope it wasn't you, Jay. Be like the third time I blocked Jay. I hope it wasn't you, Jay. Yeah, it was Landy Lara. Thank you. That's who I was looking for. I didn't even see that. That was a long time ago. Yeah. If I blocked somebody, let me know. I seen something about you blocked something just now. My big finger. I don't see anybody though. Somebody might wind up not blue tomorrow. I'll just give your rent straight back to you. I blocked Jay, Mike Mason. Even blocked the mayor of YouTube one time, Thomas Hill. Did I block you one time, Tim? It was somebody else. But I always get it back. Everybody knew it was a mistake. Yeah. It might have been Mike Rim. I can't remember. But they're all dressed in blue now. Got the blue jeans on in the chat. Okay. Let's see what's happening. Tomorrow is Friday. Friday is always my best day for some reason. Always get up around 30 likes on Friday. I average about 20. Got 20 today. I'm almost monetized. You're going to be seeing that little dollar sign down in the right-hand corner in like about 2 or 3 weeks. Definitely by the end of June. Going to be a little dollar sign down in the corner. Hint, hint. No, just playing. Well, it wasn't you, Tim? Okay, it must have been Mike Rim. I know I blocked Mike Mazick one time. Mike said, how come I'm not blue anymore? Yeah. Okay. You know Mike Mazick got to have a wrench. The first one in here got to have a wrench. Every day. Every day. Okay. But Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT. The Mighty Rise podcast, hashtag JBT. Coming up tonight at 9. Tim Layton, hashtag JBT. Jay Hardcore, hashtag JBT. There's a lot of hashtag JBTs in it. I like it. Like it a lot. The Boxing Menu Podcast Plus. Coach Thomas Morris. Let's Talk Fashion, a.k.a. Remo. Hashtag JBT. Okay. Let's Talk Fashion, a.k.a. Remo. Hashtag JBT. Greg Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. Al Booger. Hashtag JBT. He just don't. Everybody don't have it on there, but they all JBT. Adam Hurley back in here again. Keep it up, Adam. You're gonna have a wrench soon. Lonnie Lee. Hashtag JBT. Mike Rim. Hashtag JBT. Mike Mazick. Hashtag JBT. And Miss Cass. Hashtag JBT. The executive vice president of the Cass Sports Organization and the brains behind the operation. You know I'm not the brains. I can't even halfway talk most of the time. How can I be the brains? But I appreciate everybody for stopping by today on another episode of Cass Sports, the Box Story. Appreciate you hitting the like button, commenting in the chat. All that stuff means a lot. I told you I'd take my 8 to 10 people over all them big channels that got 400 million subscribers in it. And they're cursing each other out. The guy whose channel it is calling the people B's and MFs and stuff. And I'm like, I was in one time and I'm like, somebody just sent him like a $20 super chat. 5 minutes later, he calling them a MF and B or something like that. Let me get the hell out of here. Crazy, man. And people steadily sending them money and stuff. But it's crazy. But everybody have a great day. Okay? The profile tomorrow is the Mongoose / Old Mongoose. Archie Moore. Cass Sports. Everybody have a good one. Yes, July 13th is going to be a great time, Tim Layton. For sure. Everybody have a great one.